Hello there. While watching this video about Silksong, I got around to the 1 minute mark before I started yelling at my screen, so I decided to pause it and record my reaction. I know it's not the type of content that I usually make, but because the topic is relevant to the newest video I'm working on, I decided it would make a good video to react to it. So, I hope you enjoy and stay tuned for my newest video that I'm working on. And just so it's abundantly clear, do not send hate to this guy. No matter what I say in the video, do not send hate to this guy. You are better than that. Hello, this is not my usual type of content, I will admit, but I was working on a video about Silksong that's around the same ballpark as this video, and it was recommended to me, so I decided to watch it. I got about a minute in, I started yelling at my screen, and so I decided to record my reaction to it. I frankly don't know if I'm going to post this because it's not my usual type of content, but yeah, I'll replay it back from the beginning. It's a really good video by a small YouTuber, and even though we have differing opinions, if we turn out to have differing opinions, like I said, I only watched a minute, still show them love if you manage to be watching this, because, you know, people work hard on these kind of things, and as a small YouTuber myself, I want to show support where I can.
When the industry gave in to greed, Team Cherry stood as the last stronghold of creativity, while
See, this is where I started. This is where I already started having issues with, right? Because it's the guy is because the way the guy is saying, it's
microtransactions took over the gaming world and single-player games were left to rot, they created
what are you
Hollow
talking
Knight.
about? What are you talking about? Games left rot. Breath of the Wild came out. Mario Odyssey. Oh my god, where's it? Doki Doki came. Oh my god, Doki Doki came out so long ago. Doki Doki came out. There's Hollow Knight. There it is. There was something else I remember. What else? Cuphead came out there. There's like Nine to Woods. That's another banger. Even if I don't like it. Fortnite Save the World came out. That's a single player game. I guess it did have microtransactions. Where are you? I remember seeing. Pretty sure Nier came out. Yeah, Nier came out in 2000. Who the hell is this? Nier came out in February 20. What?
A risky, uncompromising
What are you
masterpiece
talking
in an
about?
age where
Never mind. Let's just keep going.
every second game aims to squeeze out maximum profit with minimal effort. This small studio proved that art and commerce can coexist in harmony. Team Cherry remains one of the few studios willing
Is this AI upscaled?
to take creative risks and build what others wouldn't even dare to dream. Games made with soul for players, not shareholders. But if Silksong fails, it won't just hurt Team Cherry. It'll send a message to the entire industry that safe, soulless, greedy games are the future.
What? It doesn't fuck. It doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter. The message has already been sent. Hi-Fi Rush was a massive success. You know what happened to their studio? They got shut down. They got shut down. The industry already knows that games with soul can make money, but they don't care. You know what else made money? Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3 was a massive success story. A massive success story that made a lot of money. It made a lot of money. And you know what happened to the industry? Nothing. The companies don't care. The corporations don't care. The message has been sent many, many times. Silksong failing isn't going to change that.
Confirm that artistic vision is too risky, that passion and craftsmanship aren't enough currency in a market ruled by analytics and profit optimization. Because
They don't. Even if it succeeds, it's not going to change. Even if it fails, it's not going to change. This message that creative games can make money has already been sent has already been said many times with a lot of examples. They just don't care.
at this point, it's not about money anymore. Team Cherry is fighting for their legacy, for their reputation, and for the trust of an entire community that has waited years for the next chapter in this story.
Okay, this one I agree with. This is actually the video this is actually about what the video I'm working on and how I think that Silksong is gonna have a hell of a time living up to expectations. But yeah, this is a good point.
Goes beyond gaming. This is everything they've built over the years. Painstaking work, sleepless nights, thousands lines of code.
Oh, No, it's not AI, right? Sorry if
Young
I'm going on a
gaming.
tangent.
This is
I don't.
everything they've built over the years. Painstaking
Yeah, it's not. No, it's not AI. I think it's actually
work,
just.
sleepless
You know, I don't think
nights,
so.
thousands
Bit weird here with the arm, but I don't think. I
of
don't think
lines
it's
of code,
AI.
and millions of pixels.
You know, weird keyboard. Doesn't matter. Whatever.
Brought together into a work of interactive art. And all of it is a risk from a single failed release. One mistake, one compromise in the wrong place, and years of work could turn to disappointment. To millions of us, Hollow Knight isn't just entertainment, it's an era in our lives. A timeless odyssey through the depth of a forgotten kingdom, one that pulled us into a world where every turn held new danger and discovery. Some
What are you saying?
one mistake, one compromise in the wrong place, and years of work could turn to disappointment. To millions of us, Hollow Knight isn't just entertainment. Hollow Knight isn't just entertainment, it's an era in our lives. A timeless odyssey through the depth of a forgotten kingdom, one that pulled us into a world where every turn held new danger and discovery.
This is made by AI, ain't it? At least, well, the guy talking is not AI. That much is true, and he obviously edited the video by himself. But this script is AI, ain't it?
Some locations became so iconic you could draw them from memory. The towering spire.
What are you talking about? Yeah, I guess, but what point of reference is that? This is AI. Okay, I'm overthinking it. This is just AI.
Spires of the City of Tears, the haunting depths of deep. You could draw them from memory. The towering spires of the
Towering spires. Yeah, I guess there were spires in the City of Tears, but they weren't like a mainstay. You wouldn't look up at the. Why am I arguing? You didn't climb up. You weren't looking at them. You were just kind of, and when you did, they were just like in the background. You
City of
and this is the soul cairn. Okay, yeah, sure, whatever.
Tears, the haunting depths of deepness, the glowing
That's not
memory, the
even.
towering spires of the City of Tears, the
That's like the Weaver's Den. That's not. That's the Weaver's Den.
haunting depths of deepness, the glowing mushroom groves of the fungal wastes. These
Okay, that's
places
right.
left a permanent mark on players' hearts, becoming beacons in the darkness of the gaming world. Hollow Knight showed us
Okay, what did Hollow Knight show
the
us?
power of Team Cherry's storytelling, making us care
Storytelling. Team Cherry's storytelling. Team Cherry. I'm sorry. This could just be me. But when I finished Hollow Knight, and I did my tours of duty, the lore wasn't exactly clear, was it? It's like a Souls-like. Just like any Souls game, the lore is not exactly there. You have to go out of your. And yes, the lore is rich and it's plentiful, but it's not there, right? Not that you have to go out there and look for it. It's Team Cherry's storytelling is about on the same level as any other Souls game, and that's not saying that it's bad. It's just saying that when I beat the game, I didn't know exactly what was happening. So
about
maybe it's just me.
the
Maybe
gaming
it's just me.
world. Hollow Knight showed us the power of Team Cherry's storytelling, making us care about a Silent Knight more than entire game genres combined. Without
I guess we do care about him, and he is kind of cute. But I'm not gonna argue this point. Yeah, we care. We yeah, the knight's cute. The knight's
a
cute.
single line of dialogue,
Why does he have fingers? Right.
the
AI.
protagonist conveyed determination, resilience, and tragedy, simply
Tragedy. Tragedy. The knight portrayed tragedy. I guess the normal vanilla ending, and I guess the Dream No More ending has some tragic. Yeah, fuck. Actually, hold on. Most of the endings that aren't God Home ends with the knight getting fucked over, huh? But he doesn't care. He doesn't convey tragedy. He doesn't care, right? The whole point is that he doesn't care.
by moving through the world, fighting enemies, and exploring the ruins of Hollowness. It was storytelling through environment, through action, through subtle details, and art many developers now ignore in
Yeah, that's a fair point. And most of it is told through just details.
favor of lengthy cutscenes and exposition.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with cutscenes though, right? What's wrong with exposition? Not every game has to be subtle. And hold on, I think you lost the plot a bit. Why? Okay, maybe I'm just pausing. What does this have to do with That's my knee. What does that have to do? What does this have to do with Silksong?
Their reputation wasn't built on stability, it was built on craftsmanship and an unwavering commitment to vision. The first release took years of careful work, polishing every mechanic to shine. Silksong has already taken 6 years and is still in production, an unbelievable time frame for an indie project. Speaking
You want to talk about unbelievable? Look at Heartbound. How long is Heartbound? God damn. 7 years. Yeah, look at Heartbound. How long did... Not that. I mean, look at Yandere Simulator. 6 years is not that
years
bad.
and is still in production, an unbelievable time frame for an indie project.
Okay, yes, it's a lot. Fair enough. It's a lot, and they left us in the dark for a lot of years, but, like, it's not out of this world, right? It's not out of this world.
Speaking volumes about the ambition and perfectionism of its creators.
Does it speak volumes? Has it taken a long time? Yes. But then you have to take into account the whole pandemic situation. Yes, it's always a cop-out to blame the pandemic, but it's true. They were right smack in the middle of it when it happened. It happened right in the smack middle of development, right? Can't ignore that.
Over the years, they released a masterpiece that built a devoted fan community. A community that doesn't just play.
Hold on.
Released a masterpiece, the ambition and perfectionism of its creators. Over the years, they released a masterpiece that built a devoted fan community.
Why? You were talking about Silksong. Why did you suddenly switch to talking about Hollow Knight? Not out yet. Like, it makes it seem like Silksong got released.
Community that doesn't just play, it lives the game, creating fan art, writing theories, hosting challenges.
Hold on, would this be possible? Yeah, Dream Nail and then just Spell Twister. Okay, yeah, it's possible. I don't know why this is his picture for a challenge though. It's funny. It's funny, I like
making mods, even getting tattoos of favorite characters. This isn't just a game, it's a cultural phenomenon.
Fortnite was a cultural phenomenon. Hollow Knight was just a very successful indie game.
Born from the dream of a small team. They've set the bar so high that other indie studios fear announcing release dates.
What? Undertale set the bar really high. Indie games still get announced. Like Undertale. Now, Undertale, there you go. That's a cultural phenomenon. Undertale was a cultural phenomenon. And even though it set the bar pretty high, plenty of indie games have come out since then.
Worried about inevitable comparisons, but when
Inevitable comparisons. Okay, yeah, fair enough. A lot of Metroidvanias have been getting compared to Hollow Knight. That one's a fair point.
legacy is this powerful, even a small crack can feel like an earthquake. Team Cherry doesn't have the luxury of releasing a good game. It has to be revolutionary, or you'll
See, that's what I'm working on the second video, right? Like, I know deep in my heart that Silksong's gonna be a good game, right? I know it's gonna be a good game. But I don't know if just being good is enough for the community anymore. It's built up so much hype that I think that unless it's like revolutionary, like this guy says, people are going to be let down, and that's just not how things work. It's going to be a game. It's going to be a good game. It could even be a very good game. But it's not going to... It might not be revolutionary, and that's okay, right?
be seen as a letdown. What makes Silksong
if it's not revolutionary... Just like this guy, just like he said, if it's not revolutionary, it's going to be a letdown. Why? Why does it have to be a letdown?
different from previous Team Cherry release is the weight of expectations. Because this isn't just a game anymore, it's one of the most anticipated indie projects in the history of entertainment.
Okay, that one's fair. Yeah, the way that they handled the mysticism has made it quite an anticipated title, even so that people that have never played Hollow Knight are still hyped for Silksong. That's a fair point. Why am I still entertaining this? This is just ChatGPT, right? Oh, there goes the Windows watermark. Uh, this is just ChatGPT, right? I'm arguing with ChatGPT.
6 years
I'm this far in.
of waiting have turned fan hopes projects in the history of entertainment. 6 years of waiting have turned fan hopes into something nearly mythical, a legend.
That's what I'm saying. It's yeah, mythical. It's given it this aura of mysticism. That's exactly what I'm saying. It's given Silksong this aura of mysticism, of this like revolutionary thing that's that's in the horizon, on the horizon. I mean.
That must either become real or shatter against the harsh cliffs of game development. Even years later, Hollow Knight is still being played, challenged, and loved. Players still face the hardest Pantheon trials, create mods, and complete speedruns. That's the scale of expectation Silksong faces. It has
Hollow Knight's a replayable game. What? Why does Silksong face that? What's wrong with it's a replayable game, but it's not a. Oblivion's replayable doesn't mean that Skyrim had those expectations to deal with. I mean, yeah, sure, but like just because people kept making mods for Oblivion doesn't mean that Skyrim had to be like revolutionary, even though arguably it was. But that's besides the point.
challenged, and loved. A legend that must either become real or shatter against the harsh cliffs of game development.
That's what I'm saying, right? If Silksong is not legendary, this guy's saying that it's gonna shatter against reality. Like, why can it not just be good? Why can Silksong not just be a good enough game? That's what I'm worried about. I'm worried that that's not gonna be enough for people. I'm worried that just a good enough game is not gonna be enough because of these expectations that people have.
Even years later, Hollow Knight is still being played, challenged, and loved. Players still face the hardest Pantheon trials, create mods, and complete speedruns. That's the scale of expectation Silksong faces. It has to not just follow up, but surpass a game still considered a genre-defining masterpiece. But this isn't 2017. The world has changed.
Has it? Has it? We're dealing with like what? Black Ops 7? Black Ops 7? Shrek 5, Superman recently came out again. Has the world changed? Has it? I mean, it just seems like we're recycling ideas.
Industry has changed, and so have we. We've become
Have we changed? I mean, like, with all the garbage that we've been fed, right? All the garbage that we've been fed, as well as all the good, there hasn't been besides Baldur's Gate, I would argue, there hasn't been like a truly revolutionary game that makes you go, "Whoa, that's revolutionary." Besides, Baldur's Gate and Elden Ring. Elden Ring was pretty good, but to say that we've changed, I think that's a bit of an exaggeration.
more demanding, more critical, and sometimes less.
Hell no, we have not. We have not become more demanding. We have not become more demanding. People, I can assure you that like Black Ops 7 is still the most selling game, or up there, right? League is still probably one of the most played games. Counter-Strike is probably one of the most played games. I'm sure if I go into Steam charts, PUBG is gonna be up there. Hold on. There's Counter-Strike, Dota. Oh, hey, Marvel Rivals. Here's Rust. Oh, here's PUBG. Here's Rainbow. When did Rainbow come out? Have we changed? Have we? I don't think so, man. I don't think our expectations are higher because, honestly, I think we've gone complacent.
Changed, and so have we. We've become more demanding, more critical, and sometimes less patient.
That's the problem, right? We are no longer patient. We want everything and we want it right. Just like this video states. Like, it is demanding that Silksong is perfect. When I'm over here in the camp, that it's okay for Silksong to be just an okay game, right? That's my stance on it.
In the rise and fall of even the most respected studios.
I mean, I recognize Telltale, but most recognized? I mean, Minecraft, I guess?
And that's made us cautious. Games today are analyzed before they're even out, broken into pieces and judged pixel by pixel. Team Cherry has shown us a few trailers and screenshots and glimpses of gameplay, but it's nowhere near enough to form a real opinion on whether they've pulled off another Hollow Knight.
Well, no, you have to wait until it comes out, right?
We've seen the rise and fall of even the most respected studios, and
it doesn't matter. Rise and fall, it doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter if you make a banger game or not. I mean, like, just look, High Five Rush, absolute phenomenon, outstanding game, perfect. And their developer got shut down because I don't know. Microsoft, right? It doesn't matter.
that's made us cautious. Games today are analyzed
Cautious of what?
before they're even out, broken into pieces and judged pixel by pixel. Team Cherry has shown us a few trailers and screenshots and glimpses of gameplay, but it's nowhere near enough to form a real opinion on whether they've pulled off another Hollow Knight.
So why would you bring that up? Why would you bring up the trailers if it's not enough information?
Every detail is studied under a microscope.
Okay, that one's true, but that's because we haven't gotten a lot of information.
Every Hornet movement is compared to the Knight.
Is it though? I guess after 6 years you start coping, but not in a bad way, right? The Hornet has a lot more movement. Plus we got slopes, right? Slopes are awesome. Slopes are awesome.
That's the level of feedback Team Cherry will face on launch day, and it's
feedback about what? The movement? You don't trust them? I guess if they fuck up the movement,
is compared to the Knight. That
I don't think we're gonna compare it to the Knight that much. I mean, yes, comparisons will be made to Hollow Knight, but it's a different character, different movement system, with like her tool system.
That's the level of feedback Team Cherry will face on launch day, and it's not just fans what.
Okay, hold on. It's the level of feedback Team Cherry will face on launch day, and what are they gonna do about it exactly, right? When Hollow Knight was in development, the base toolkit was pretty airtight, no?
Chain. The entire indie developer ecosystem is watching too. Hollow Knight became a symbol of what a small team with big vision can accomplish.
A bunch of games did that. Undertale did that. Stardew Valley did that. Celeste did that, I'm pretty sure. I don't know how small their team was, but yeah, Hollow Knight is part of that. But they're not the flag bearers. Five Nights at Freddy's did that. That was one guy.
Now, all their peers are waiting to see what happens next. Inside,
yeah, with excitement, not with like fear and anticipation.
Team Cherry, this pressure creates a very specific atmosphere. Developers know there's no room for maybe. This is one of the most anticipated.
Why not, man? People are human. People are human. It's okay if the game's not gonna be perfect. Why are you putting more pressure on them like this?
Indie games in the world. It can't be just good enough for maybe. This is one of the most anticipated indie games in the world. It can't be just good enough.
Why not? It's just a game. It's just a game. Why isn't good enough anymore? It's just one guy. It's just one guy. Not everyone thinks this.
It has to be perfect. It has to carry.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't have to be perfect.
The soul of the original, and
yeah, it's gonna carry the soul of the original. Fair enough.
Offer something completely new. It has to feel fresh, yeah, familiar, deep, but not overwhelming.
What are you saying? What are you saying?
Balancing that edge is a monumental task. This is no longer just hype. It's years of expectations stacked like dynamite.
That's hype. That's called the hype train. That's still hype. Okay, I'm sorry. I swear I'm not usually this critical, or maybe I am, but this guy's just sharing his point of view. Maybe I'm overreacting. I'm overreacting.
For a spark, because once hype, it's years of expectations stacked like dynamite, waiting for a spark. Because when some.
Why'd you give her a mouth? I mean, I know it's AI, but couldn't you just like? I mean, I think that looks better.
Something this big fails, it's not just forgotten, it's remembered for all their own reasons. We've seen to make.
I don't think Silksong is gonna fail. Like,
Many examples
hold
of
on,
just
let me show.
forgotten, it's remembered for all the wrong reasons. We've seen too many examples of sequels that couldn't live up to their
But Darksiders 2 was good. Okay, I know this was
original,
bad.
and those shadows undoubtedly haunt Team Cherry as they work. And Team Cherry
Dude, I don't think Team Cherry is losing sleep over Mass Effect Andromeda, man. I'm gonna keep it a $150 with you.
knows this better than anyone. Their silence speaks louder than any announcement. They understand that releasing the game too early with compromised quality will be a fatal mistake. Better to endure years of silence than an irreversible disappointment.
I don't think they're doing it right, honestly. I think they should have released more, because by not talking with the community more, they themselves are creating this aura of mysticism. I think they could have handled it better. That's just my opinion.
Genius of the first Hollow Knight was in its carefully crafted world. Intuitive level design. The genius of the first Hollow Knight was in its carefully crafted world. Intuitive level design and challenging combat. Every area was distinct. Every boss was a memorable test of reflexes and strategy. The
Not bench fight King. This is a nitpick, not on the video, but not bench fight King. Like, Hollow Knight wasn't flawless. We got stinkers like Flying Nosk and bench fight King. We also have a lot of useless charms, so it's not like it's perfect. Wait, what the hell? Water.
game story was distinct. Every boss was a memorable test of reflexes and strategy. The game
Oh, okay. So I think this is a trailer.
game story was told without words. Through
There were a lot of words. There were a lot of words. I know that was a lot of words. There was a lot of words.
the environment and tiny details scattered across the vast map. It was a work of art where every element mattered. Ironically, too much time may be the most dangerous part, because the more time passes, the more people dream and dream.
This is 100%. I 100% agree with this guy. I 100% agree with this guy. Due to Silksong taking so long, due to Silksong taking so long, people expectations only go higher and higher as they like dream about what they want Silksong to be. And because Team Cherry is being silent about it, there's no one to keep those dreams in check. Anyone's guess and want and tunnel dream about what they want Silksong to be is just as valid as the next, because Team Cherry hasn't released that much. To prove otherwise.
Dreams have no limits. With every passing day, expectations become less realistic. I hope
This is, yeah, 100%. He's cooking right now. He's cooking.
Team Cherry is doing well. Not drowning in crunch, it's become less realistic. I hope Team Cherry is doing well. Not drowning in crunch, but building the decade's greatest Metroidvania in a healthy, inspired way. Behind every delay, every leak, every unrealistic wishlist are real people trying to create a story without destroying themselves in the process.
Yes, this is good. Where did this come from? All this talk about perfection and no room for error. This is great. Yes, this is my stance exactly. Perfect. And if the product doesn't come out perfect, that's fine.
People putting not just their time and skill, but a piece of their soul into the game. That's why Silksong is more than a sequel. It's a game the entire industry watches like a rare natural event.
With the way they've been handling the announcements, I hate the way they've been handling it. Especially with that portable Xbox thing and how people were freaking out over like a second because they know people want more Silksong, so they play into it. People play into it. The industry plays into it by teasing more people and not giving them what they want, and I think that's very unhealthy because it only feeds into that hype and unrealistic expectations. So I don't think the whole industry is watching. I think the whole industry is playing into it.
Something that happens once in a decade. It's the entire industry watches like a rare natural event. Something that happens once in a decade.
No, something that happens like once in a decade would be like a Valve releasing a game. Or Rockstar releasing a game, but Team Cherry, I mean, yeah, sure, they released Hollow Knight, but it's not like everyone... Oh, that's a blender downstairs. That's my brother. Alright, anyways, it's got a lot of hype, yes, but I don't think the entire industry is watching with bated breath. I think a lot of people are excited. I think a lot of people have maybe unrealistic expectations. But I don't think that the entire industry is watching.
Test. Can lightning strike twice? Can the magic of the first Hollow Knight be reborn? Because
Hollow Knight Lightning, yeah, okay, fair enough. It was a really good game, but to say that can lightning strike twice, like, that's saying like it's a mythical, that's like a super rare event. Like, it's okay if Silksong is only good, right? That's my point. That's what I keep. Sorry about the blender, by the way. Since I'm doing this live and so like informally, I can't really do much about it. I'll see if I can do something about it with the editing software, but other than that, I'm sorry. Is it still recording? Yeah, I'm still recording. Can lightning strike twice? Don't know why. Hate that phrase. Even though an AI probably came up with it.
if it succeeds, lightning strike twice, can the magic of the first Hollow Knight be reborn? Because if it succeeds, it will once again raise the bar for indie games. It will.
That's not. See, I don't like that. I hate that actually. Raise the bar for indie games. I don't know if I want that, right? Like, if all these indie games like Hollow Knight, Celeste, Deltarune, Silksong, all these quote-unquote indie games, which yes, they are indie games, get released, and the bar is just so astronomically high, any aspiring developer, Stardew Valley, I forgot to throw Stardew Valley in there, any aspiring developer might genuinely get scared, get intimidated, like there's no way in hell I can make something like this. And if they get intimidated, they might not create a cult classic. They might not create a Five Nights at Freddy's. They might not create a Stardew Valley. They might not create all sorts of games that could have been because they quote unquote raised the bar. I say to hell with it, lower the bar. Lower the bar, let creativity flow. If something's good, it's bound to be picked up, hopefully. I'm sure there's millions of indie games that deserve just as much attention as any other game that go vastly ignored simply because the algorithm didn't pick up on them. Because, hell, like what if Markiplier never played Five Nights at Freddy's and it didn't take off? Like, there's an infinite amount of indie games that are not getting the recognition they deserve. And this guy saying that the bar is only going to be raised, I don't think it's helping. I think people should really put their heart and soul into a game if they want to and release it, even if it doesn't reach a fraction of the level of games like this, games like this. Because as long as the game is fun and people put their heart and soul into it, that's fine. In my opinion. I mean, that's fine, right?
Define what Metroidvanias can be for the next 10 years, a new gold standard for the genre. It will
new gold standard for the genre. It's not the only Metroidvania. In fact, I mean, yeah, but it borrowed a lot from previous Metroidvanias. It's not. It wasn't. Was it genre defining? Yeah, okay, so I'd say Hollow Knight is genre defining, but because of Silksong coming in so late, I don't think it's gonna be genre defining, and that's okay. That's fine.
prove that patience, craftsmanship, and artistic vision still
Well, I'm gonna get a drink of water real quick.
matter in a world dominated by algorithms, and craftsmanship and artistic vision still matter in a world dominated by algorithms and retention metrics. But if it fails, the cost won't just be dominated by algorithms and retention metrics.
How about a world dominated by AI? How about that? How about it be a shining beacon about creativity in a world dominated by AI and mass-produced content? Like, I don't know, a video saying how Silksong has to be perfect. Not saying names here, but it could also be a beacon of creativity and integrity in a world where is currently dominated by nothing more than AI slop and people trying to play artists that don't have the skills. Okay, that was mean. Yes, this guy is using AI art. Yes, he's using an AI script, and a lot of it is just talking in circles and saying adjectives I could have only thought about while using a thesaurus, but still took the time to edit it. he still took the time to record voice lines, which I would know is absolute hell. Okay, it's hell to record voice lines. I'm not good at it. I'm gonna wager, I guess, that English, just like me, that English is not his first language, just as English is not my first language, and he sounds great at it. So he's stepping out of his comfort. He's stepping out of his comfort zone. He's stepping out of his comfort zone. He's making a video and he's publishing it to the world, even if it does rely heavily on AI tools. I might not agree with it, but those comments that I made a few moments ago, they're perhaps a bit too mean. But hey man, look, you got the voice, you got the attitude. I know I'm not one to talk considering the fact that that I only have like 300 subscribers, I think. Last I checked. No, 400. By the way, thank you guys. And most of them come from a meme about Deltarune, so I don't have any room to talk, okay? I'm not the one you should look up to, but if you got the drive, you got the time, I say make something yourself. You don't have to rely on AI like this.
But if it
You don't have to generate images like a meme. A meme would have been perfectly fine here, right? Just open PowerPoint. You know how I make my thumbnails, and you can probably tell because they're so bad. I make them with PowerPoint. I don't have any other software or Google Drawings. Oh my god, am I really about to mid video? All right, fine. Hold on. Let me just make sure that my Google Drive doesn't have any like personal information. Oh, wait a second. Oh, here we go. Here we go, okay. I was already working on the thumbnail of my not so great latest video. Here. What was the clip?
fails still matter in a world dominated by algorithms and retention metrics. But if it fails,
If it fails, okay. I mean, it's gonna turn out like trash, right? But this, give me this. Mirror. Come here. Come here. This, grab this, put this here. Figure here. And this to the back, put this here, grab this here, put this here like this. Have a text box like this, put Silksong. Hold this, grab this. Silksong. Go. Get a hornet. All night. Grab you, copy you. Go here, put this here, put the. There we go. Took me what, like 30 seconds? And yeah, okay, it's not as pretty looking. Not as pretty looking as this thing. But at least it's not AI, and I made it, right? Like, that might get a chuckle out of somebody. I don't really feel anything with this, but this might get a chuckle out of somebody, I think.
the cost won't just be a few bad reviews.
He missed an opportunity for no cost too great there. No cost too great reference there, but I guess it is being read by AI, but I don't know how I would work it in, but yeah, I think you missed one there.
Will be metrics. But if it fails, the cost won't just be a few bad reviews. It will be years of lost trust. The cost won't just be a few bad reviews. It will be years of lost trust, years of lost momentum, a painful punch not just to team Cherry, but to the entire indie industry. It sees them as proof of what's possible, and when you don't compromise your vision. Every publisher, every developer, every indie team, they're all watching. What happens next might change how games are made, how they're
No, it
possible,
won't.
and when you don't
God. My room is like 90 degrees right now, so I'm probably more aggressive than I normally am because, god damn, it's hot.
But to the entire indie industry momentum, it will be a few bad reviews. It will be years of lost trust.
It would only be years of lost trust. Lost trust. It would only be years of lost trust. Oh, damn, I can't talk. It would only be years of lost. It would only be years of lost trust if it turns out to be like hot garbage, like Heartbound or Mighty Number 9 or Release Date No Man's Sky. Only then do I think that this situation that he's describing would play out. But the threshold that he described is that this situation would play out if this situation of years of lost trust would play out if Silksong is not more than perfect, which I think is unfair. And I know that most people don't think that, but I think there's a significant, sizable group of people that do actually expect perfection. And I want to warn them that if they don't get perfection, that's okay.
Years of lost momentum, a painful punch not just to Team Cherry, but to the entire indie industry. It sees them as proof of what's possible, and when you don't compromise your vision. Every publisher, every developer, every indie team, they're all watching. What?
Everyone is watching. I guess mostly players are watching. The entire industry. I don't think Activision really gives a shit what Team Cherry is doing. I don't think Blizzard gives a shit what Team Cherry is doing. Maybe Nintendo cares a little bit because I think it's gonna be playable on the Switch too. Maybe Microsoft is watching. God, I hope Microsoft is not watching. I think that Silksong's probably gonna be a launch title for that portable Xbox bullshit. God, I hope Microsoft doesn't buy Team Cherry. Oh my god, can you imagine? Oh my god, can you imagine? Oh, God, I'm gonna throw up. Can you imagine Microsoft buying Team Cherry?
Happens next might change how games are made, how they're funded, and how people play. What happens next might change how games are made, how they're funded.
No, it won't. No, it won't. If Silksong fails, it failed. It was funded by Hollow Knight. So it was funded by Hollow Knight's success. It doesn't change anything. How games are funded. Hollow Knight was kickstarted. Undertale was kickstarted. Heartbound was kickstarted. It's not gonna change anything. It's still just going to be the same way it always was, and always will be, which is like Kickstarters, studio investments, or you might just be AAA already. But I don't think it's gonna change anything if it's successful or it fails. I also don't think it's gonna change jack about how games are developed because the industry is pretty set in stone already. Two big successes by one company won't change anything. It sucks, but it's the truth. And to place these expectations on Team Cherry is unrealistic and unfair.
How people believe in them. This isn't just a release, it's a manifesto.
Of a manifesto!
Funded, and how people believe in them. This isn't just a release, it's a manifesto.
A manifesto. A manifucking-festo. Alright, if it's written by ChatGPT, what are going to be the next two words? A manifesto of hopes and dreams. I wager $2 that it's going to mention hopes and dreams.
A statement about the direction the industry will take. Safe.
Okay, fair enough. I was wrong, but what?
Release. It's a manifesto.
A manifesto.
A statement about the direction the industry will take.
A manifesto about the direction the industry. A manifesto about the direction the industry will take. A manifesto of the direction the industry will take. No. No. Silksong could sell 50 gorillion copies, and in a few years' time, we're going to be getting Black Ops 8.
Safe and profitable, or bold and revolutionary. the
Excuse me,
direction
what?
the industry will take, safe and profitable,
Are you saying making a second Hollow Knight would be safe and profitable?
or bold and revolutionary.
But Silksong might as well be Hollow Knight too. How is it revolutionary? It's not like they're jumping from 2D platformer to 3D Metroidvania. It's still very much Hollow Knight DNA, right? It's not. They're not reinventing the wheel. See, back to the main point. People expect Silksong. Some people, not everyone. I gotta reiterate that. Not everyone, but not a lot. A large group of people expect Silksong to reinvent the wheel, and I don't think that's fair. And I think they should temper their expectations before they're let down.
But the direction the industry will take, safe and profitable, or bold and revolutionary.
And profitable, buddy. Like I said, Black Ops 8 is gonna release like a few years from now, probably guaranteed. They don't care.
That's why Hollow Knight Silksong is more than a game. It's the biggest bet indie gaming has ever seen, and Hollow Knight Silksong is more than a game. It's the biggest bet indie gaming has ever seen. Why Hollow Knight Silksong is more than a game. It's the biggest bet indie gaming has
the biggest bad, like Big Bag Evil Guy?
Ever seen, and it's happening right before our eyes, in real time, with every day of waiting and every scrap of new information. This is a legend being written now, and we are all its witnesses. And it's happening song is more than a game.
I hate that line of thinking. I think Silksong is only a game and nothing more than a game, and it's gonna be a very good game, but it's only a game. To expect anything more is setting yourself up for failure, is setting yourself up for disappointment and putting a lot of pressure on Team Cherry when I don't think they need that. Okay? I don't think considering Silksong more than just a very good game or expecting it to be anything more than just a very good game is fair.
It's the biggest bet indie gaming has ever
Biggest bad that indie game has ever seen. I think that goes to Undertale. Fuck, all this. Damn. Yeah, Minecraft was an indie game, huh? If we're talking biggest bad, probably Minecraft. Even though it's still an indie game? It started as an indie game. Fuck, PUBG was an indie game, right? PUBG was also a cultural phenomenon. Sorry, I'm getting off topic, but no, it's not. Silksong is not the biggest bad indie games I've ever seen.
And it's happening right before our eyes, in real time, with every day of waiting and every scrap of new information. This is a legend being written now.
I don't like that. It's a game. Hopefully it's a very good game, but a legend?
And we are all its witnesses.
Oh man. Kinda glad I stopped at the 1 minute mark to record my reaction. Because otherwise I think it would have felt fake, but man, I mean like okay. I disagree with it. This much. Okay, fair enough. I disagree with it. But this man put himself out there. He put himself out there. He put his opinion out there, even if most of it was AI generated. And, you know, I gotta commend him for that. I know it's not easy. Um, I know it's not easy to put yourself out there like this. So, good job. Oh, does he have AI in a name? Souls, lore, Metroidvanias, and all the pixel dust between. How long have I been recording? I've been recording for 50 minutes? It's an 8-minute video.
When the industry
Oh, damn. Actually, yep, I've been on this for 50 minutes. Okay, it's a video. It's mostly AI generated, but I'm sure that some of this guy's opinions, Ailendric or Ailendric, I don't know how to pronounce that, so I'm gonna call him Endric. The YouTuber here, Endric, has put a lot of time into it because even though the script was AI generated, he still had to like manually generate all these pictures. He had to edit them in. The music had to be edited in. The text had to be edited in. He put a lot of effort into this. So I will only not hate. I will only go against the points made in the video, not the person itself. I do not have any problem with this person or their choice or their creative choices, but I do believe that this is a prime example of what I want to warn people about, and that is that Silksong, uh, and that is to please temper your expectations about Silksong. All this mysticism, silence from Team Cherry has led people to believe that Silksong is going to be this wonderful legend revolutionary game. And hell, it might. It might be. But I want to warn people that if it turns out to not be that, and if it turns out to just be a normal game, to be ready for that, to temper their expectations and have their realistic idea that Silksong, despite taking all this time, could just be another game, and that's fine. It's perfectly fine for Silksong to just be okay. And I really want to warn people so that when the day comes and it gets released and it doesn't live up to these otherworldly expectations, that Silksong gets hate for it. I don't want people to be disappointed because Silksong wasn't this revolutionary thing, and I don't want Silksong to get hate for not meeting expectations that were unrealistic to begin with. I know this is a different type of video from my usual stuff, even though my usual stuff is not really set in stone. I am currently working on a video that's about the same topic as this video, just the polar opposite side of the argument. If you're watching this, I don't know if I published this before or after the video. I guess only time will tell, but yeah. That was it. Do not send any hate to this guy, even though I know that not a lot of people will watch this video. And thanks for watching. I don't know how I managed to make an 8-minute video, 50 minutes, but I guess here we are. If you stuck around this long, thank you. Consider subscribing, liking, I suppose. And yeah, I'll see you later. Actually, I just realized that there's a very high chance because of how small this YouTuber Endric is, and how small my video is going to be, that chances are that he will watch this video. And so if you're watching this, good video. I was just reading some of the comments actually, and I think we're all in agreement. I think if you have the passion, you got the drive, keep making videos, man. Just like me, you might not get any views. I mean, just like here, I got 30 views on a video that took a while. My most popular video is something I whipped up in a day. This video took like 5 months. 5 months, and it's one of the least watched videos. This video easily took a month. This video took like a week, and it's my second most popular one. This video also took like a month. Um, it's
When the industry gave
just if you're watching this, it doesn't matter how good you can make your videos. I know AI seems like an easy tool to leverage in order to make your stuff be higher quality than what you could do normally, but you can take solace in knowing that whatever crappy art that you made, like this meme, you made yourself. This was you. And this has a bit of your personality burned into it. AI art just doesn't do that for you, as well as AI scripts. So if you're watching this, keep it up, man. Keep uploading. I subscribe to you. I want to see your work in the future. I think you have potential, but I think I speak for everyone here that you can do a lot better by not using AI. From your point of view, the quality might dip. The pictures might be less on topic, but I say it's worth it. I say it's worth it. So yeah, if you're watching this, good video. I even though my reactions were a bit aggressive, nothing towards you, and keep up the good work. Just advice from one tiny YouTuber to another tiny YouTuber. Maybe tone back on the AI. Other than that, keep up the good work, and I wish good luck to both you and I. Hopefully, we can get picked up by the algorithm one of these days. Now, now I can say to the rest of you watching, thanks for watching, and have a good day.